All right, guys, thank you for joining me yet again. Appreciate it as always. So, interestingly enough, obviously in between, my breaks, watched the video, and there's a guy, Charlie Kirk, right? I think that's his name. The guy makes a living destroying, liberals and their bullshit, which is entertaining to watch, by the way. Nonetheless, um, he was talking to a transgender, I guess, and thank you for the 5x5s. Hold on. Yeah. All right. Excuse me, guys. So anyway, Elaine, Cowboy, thank you for the 5x5. Let's go. Gary, Rhonda, Maria, Prep to Adapt, Adam, Laura, Dobie, Evolving Media, Base, Colleen, WTC, Kathy, Patrice, Lexi, Cowboy, Incognito, Crow, J No More, thank you for 5x5. Phoenix, Marion, excuse me, Raccoon, Water Tiger, thank you for the 5x5. Appreciate it. I just don't want their religion here. Yeah, listen, I don't have anything against. You know what? I do. I have problems against people, excuse me, who are going to try to change our way of life. That's where I have the problem, and we're seeing it in other countries. Where Muslims are trying to change your way of life by trying to have you accept their ideology. They had Christians walking through Dearborn, Michigan about 2, 3 years ago, and maybe it was 2 years ago now, and these people were sitting there throwing shit at them, trying to get aggressive with them, but it really wasn't working. But they were like trying to take their crosses from them. It was, and some people in the comment are like, well, why would they walk through a Muslim neighborhood? Well, it's America. You can walk through wherever you want. But when people are telling you you can't walk through a certain area because of their religion, that's bullshit. That's like, Muslims walk through every other place, but they're not protesting. But they're parades and shit. No one says anything. Stay in your fucking lane. That's all. Johnny, yes, this is real. I'm here. You diddy dead people. You need to change your life, wear crosses while sinning. I don't understand if Google censorship is having a complete meltdown, but I'm not sure what she or he is saying. Anyway, and the thing is that there are Muslims out there, guys, who need to step up and change this ideology that's going on, but they're not, and that is 90% of the problem. 90% of the problem is because they're not. Lexi, thank you for the donation. They're not stepping up and changing this culture, because there are people out there who just hate America. There are people, and I've seen it firsthand. I have talked to, I'm going to say, more than 20, 30 Muslims who hate this country, especially after 9/11, and want this country to change, to better them. It's a takeover, guys, and they're playing the long game. They're no longer playing the what was it called? The Crusades. Where the Crusades were, the Catholics and the Muslims going at it, and different religions trying to conquer one another to establish dominance. This is not that. This is the long game. And no one's recognizing it, and I am not going to sit here and act like it isn't happening. It is. And people want to sit there and go, but they're nice people. Yeah, then the nice people got to step up. The nice people got to come to the forefront. The nice people got to sit there and go, listen, this is our mosque, and we're going to keep our shit there. We're not going to sit there and come outside and start beating up on women who are wearing fucking, jeans with their ass cheeks sticking out the bottom, or women who are showing their affection out in public. We're not doing this shit. They are outwardly telling them that, especially in Brooklyn, there's a community in Brooklyn, they want certain things changed. And they have outwardly said it. And if people want to argue with me, just look at, if I can find it, I will, and this video couldn't have been that old. There's a Muslim police or security team that's out there patrolling their neighborhood. And for what? No one's bothering them like that. The Jews have the same thing. The Hasids, they got a security patrol. They have a cop car or a security car, whatever it is, and they roam the neighborhood. And they do the same shit. And the Muslims say, well, if they do it, we can do it. That's the kind of shit they're on. Tit for tat, childish bullshit. But listen, don't take my word for it. Watch them play the long game. Watch them convince you how nice they are, and then in 10 years you're gonna be wearing a fucking head covering because you let this happen. New York City. If New York City lets this mayor win, we're toast. If people catch on to the bullshit he's doing, they fight him every step of the way, then maybe not. But with a Muslim mayor comes Muslim billionaires or millionaires changing shit as they see fit. It is not going to be good. But anyway, with that, let's get on to the bullshit that I wanted to talk about, which was everyone losing their health care because of AI. So, guys, as of right now, AI is involved in healthcare insurance by way of phone operators. Right? So now, obviously, you're talking to an AI and a phone operator until you say, I want to talk to a human. Anytime you say, I want to talk to a human, or you do the AI chat in the IM, it's AI you're talking to, right? And when you say human, they'll put a human on for you, right? But you got to sit there and write in, I want to speak to a human, or say it over the phone, and they'll transfer you to somebody. The AI phone operators are getting really good. They're getting really hard to tell, but there's certain things they say wrong, and there's a pause in between questions when you ask them, so you can pick up on that. But nonetheless, that's where it is. Now, as far as AI granting you health care, because no longer will people be granting you health care, AI will be doing this. I told you before, you sit behind a desk, you're going to get replaced. If AI can generate your entire health record by asking you a few questions, asking you what's your parents' health history, or accessing their records, and then compiling this information and then telling you whether or not you can get health care. Now, are we going to see that in the near future? Probably not. I would say within the next 10 to 20 years. Maybe that is the near future. I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely it definitely isn't gonna look good. There is no God but Allah. Oh, Google censorship is Muslim. And Google censorship is a white Muslim and happy. Google censorship, you're not happy because your words say otherwise. I got the numbers to prove it. The Chinese aren't playing the long game. The Chinese are playing the long game. They've been setting this up for the last 30 to 40 years. That's the long game. I don't know where you've been, Google censorship, but they've been playing the long game. That was a strange statement. They're definitely they're playing the long game, but the problem is some of us are paying attention to it, and a lot of people are not. Right? So if you're paying attention, you're going to see it. Trish in progress says, after you get a human, then you have to ask for someone in the United States. Yeah, that's the other problem. But India and Pakistan are going through it right now, so maybe that's not going to be such of a problem anymore. But again, they're going to replace all these people. They replaced Americans by putting somebody in India or Pakistan on the phone with you, right, to save a couple of bucks. Now they're going to save a lot of bucks by having AI do this shit. And AI is doing it now, so they are saving money. I know that Geico got rid of their phone operators, a large percentage of their phone operators. In fact, I met one of the guys, my friend, her uncle used to work for Geico, and he got let go because they replaced him with AI phone operators. And they gave him a severance package or whatever. He retired. He was going to retire anyway, but that pushed out something like 200-300 people. Now, at first glance, 200 or 300 people getting let go is not a big deal, right? You're like, oh, okay, that's not a problem. They want you to get used to the low numbers of people that are starting to get let go. But between this year, you're going to see 200 people from different companies getting let go. And we're going to replace it with more people. No, you're not. You might bring on or keep on 2-3 people, but have AI pick it up. He got let go, and he said AI replaced him by the job. And that was now 2 years ago. It's all going to look ugly, guys, especially with health insurance. They're going to compile your information. They're going to go like, you are genetically disposed to having, and they're going to go to XYZ. Heart disease, cancer, whatever it is. They're going to fucking reach it and say, you are not going to be able to apply for health care with this company as per your results and family history. This is not going to look good. And people seem to think that, AI, and listen, AI is good when it's good, and it's going to be bad when it becomes bad. People don't recognize that. When your healthcare runs out, what are you going to do? Now, I can see AI also in its infantile stage of healthcare applications tell you to become a candidate, we're going to have to do genetic testing. We're going to give you a meal plan and a workout program that you should follow if you want to be covered by our insurance. I can definitely see that happening. And again, this is not the long game. A lot of people are going to lose their job between this year and the next 5. You're going to see increments of people getting let go so that you can get used to the number and go, well, 200 people out of 30,000 is not bad. Okay, 200 people out of 10,000, that's still not bad. Then the numbers are going to get lower and lower and lower. And before you know it, you're going to be unemployed. Unemployment is going to come to millions of Americans. Something like 30 million or 40 million Americans will be out of work within the next 2 to 3 years. In the next 5, they're estimating upwards of 100 million people out of work because of AI. 100 million. So do the fucking math, guys. That is not good. And they're going to look to replace the rest of us, firefighters, cops, EMTs. They're undoubtedly going to replace us. But as of right now, those jobs are hard to replace because they don't have robots that can function and make the calls that we make. Now, as far as firefighting goes, that's going to be a hard one. Johnny, thank you for the donation, and I appreciate it. But looking up AI replacing humans, IBM is replacing 8,000 or laying off 8,000 human resource members in their team. This article came out 3 days ago. HR team was the hardest hit out of 8,000 people in IBM being laid off. Microsoft, Google also did the same thing. They let go an absorbent amount of people, if I'm not mistaken. But New York headquarters tech major replaced 200 human resource roles with AI agents. That's here in New York. Let's see, where I'm looking for the numbers. I don't want to read this whole fucking article. But they're saying that was very aggressive, streamlined, getting rid of people. Again, guys, we're seeing it happen. And articles like this on the Republic that came out 2 days ago, came out 2 days ago, you're not going to hear about it unless you Google it. Most people are not Googling, AI replacing humans. They're Googling whether or not the Knicks are going to win the next game, which did they? I don't care. I don't want to get into it. But yes, AI is going to replace so many jobs. And in the next, I think they said 5 to 10, 100 million people could be out of work. So, that being said, guys, if 100 million people is going to be out of work, what is that going to look like for the job market? What is that going to look like for the food industry? What is that going to look like for homelessness? We have been warned that AI is going to replace us. We've been being warned for the last couple of years now. People in the comment section have told me I am too much of a conspiracy theorist, and that kind of talk is crazy. And here we are watching companies like IBM lay off 8,000 people. Not fucking good. Not at all. Not even a little bit. AI will destroy half of all white-collar jobs. This came out one day ago. We are researching this in real time. This is by Mashable. This came out yesterday. By now, you likely already heard some companies want to replace human workers with AI. Now, CEOs of one of the biggest AI companies is warning that AI may be coming for your job sooner than you thought. AI is coming. Sorry, there is a coming AI layoff bloodbath, and this is more AI hype or doomerism. So is this more AI hype or doomerism? This is definitely doomerism, not AI hype. According to a model, he's speaking out now because he feels it is the responsibility of AI companies to warn people. He says governments and other AI competitors just aren't taking it seriously and making the public aware of the potential issue of AI that AI will bring. A model wants the government and AI companies to stop sugarcoating what is potentially on its way. In an interview, a model addressed how he believes AI will bring about huge benefits like disease cures and other medical breakthroughs, as well as growing economy. However, the negative side just aren't being addressed with the urgency they should be. In a post on Blue Sky, I've heard of Blue Sky a few times. However, billionaire Mark Cuban disagrees with the Anthropic CEO's assessment. Someone needs to remind the CEO that at one point there were more than 2 million secretaries, Cuban wrote. There were also separate employment to do in office dictation. There were original white-collar displacement. New companies with new jobs will come from AI and increased total employment. Mark Cuban's a fucking asshole. I never knew that Mark Cuban was a piece of shit. Mark Cuban is also another billionaire who's sugarcoating the problem. Yes, there were millions of secretaries out there. Then computers came about and got rid of dictations, office dictations. Got rid of a lot of secretaries. Some CEOs back in the days had 2 or 3 secretaries. Computers came about and that got down to 1 secretary. I go with the elevator excuse all the time. Elevator had elevator men, right? Elevator control operators. They lift operators, excuse me. They had elevators going up and down. And then the automatic elevator came in, and that got rid of millions of jobs across the United States. AI is going to do way more damage than that. Mark Cuban is head in the sand. He's an idiot. He's a moron. People are like, well, he's smart. He's a billionaire. Just because you're a fucking billionaire doesn't mean you know everything. I've been focusing on AI, as you guys have seen on the Angry Truth channel. And AI, and I've said this before, I said this a year or 2 ago when I talked about AI not being good. We are witnessing it destroying jobs. And people are like, well, AI will create new jobs. AI will not create new jobs. If AI can do the job, AI is going to replace the job, period. There is no end if or buts about it. This guy giving the warning, even Jeffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, has warned about this multiple times. Now, at least some companies have realized that they jumped the gun on replacing humans with AI. Last year, by now, Pay Later Services, Klarna, started replacing human customer service representatives with AI. Just this month, the company shared that it might have made a mistake and was looking to hire humans back. Klarna is a pay service, right? You are like a down payment service. You buy whatever you want, a computer, you put down $100 a month on it, right? They jumped the gun. A lot of companies are starting to look to get their back. But AI companies who are being used to replace humans are trying to coerce or convince to stay with the company and keep AI in play. A lot of companies are probably going to have a heart, but there are billionaires like Mark Cuban who are just assholes who will replace his entire staff with AI. That's just where that's going to go. And like I said, within 10 years, I read this a few days ago, within 10 years, AI will replace many doctors and teachers. Humans won't be needed for most things, and this is according to Bill Gates. Not a good thing. It's never a good thing. And again, The military applications of AI is the dangerous part that they're not talking about. There are military applications like autonomous weapons run by AI. They're thinking of giving AI the responsibility of weaponry in the military. That is why Jeffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, left Google. Because Google promised them that it wouldn't go military. And as soon as fucking Jeffrey Hinton turned his back, they went military. And he didn't say at what capacity. And he has not mentioned the capacity that is being used in the military, which tells me it's the most dangerous application you could think of. Dangerous application if he is not mentioning it himself. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go off the air now. I just wanted to keep that short and sweet. But, yeah, it's not looking good as far as job loss goes. And there are so many people like, it's going to, listen, I know a guy who's heavily in AI. I told you guys, he lives in this building, or his mother lives in this building. He picks up his kids. He tells me he does not like the direction this is going in. And he is heavy in the AI. And I'm reading this from the outside in. And I'm not liking where this is going. And you got a guy who works in the field who's saying the same shit. Not good. That's all it is, guys. This is not good. Anyway, guys, with that being said, I'm going to go off the air. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it as always. Thank you for the donations. And I will see you guys next next Tuesday for the doubleheader. All right, guys? Good night.